Hi everyone, it's Bex, Planner UK, and I just wanted to hop on and do a quick flip through of my February pages because I realised I'd never done a video of those pages yet. So here we go. If you do want to see my January pages, there is another video for that. So I'm not going to flip through all of those again. Let's just start on the February pages. So you might have seen my other video as well. I am encouraging people to use the hashtag journal history to share pictures of their journals, pictures of their journal pages, journal flip throughs, whether you use a text written traditional journal, whether you use an art journal, junk journal, creative journal, memory keeping, bullet journal, any type of journal. If you do want to get involved, please do share to any of the social media channels and use the hashtag journal history. Or if you do want to share your pages but you don't want to link them and give away any personal details, you can always email them to me as well and I can publish them if you're happy for me to do it that way instead. If so, please email bex, bex at plannerfest.co.uk. So on with the flip through. Obviously, I just think it's fascinating already. This is my first page for February. Obviously, I'm documenting the news at that stage. 300 people had died in China from coronavirus, and obviously we all know how that has progressed and moved on. So it's crazy really to think that this is, before the times that we're living in now. Almost none of us, I don't think, or I certainly didn't appreciate how serious it was going to be and what was going to happen. So yeah, interesting times really. So just flipping through, I was experimenting with, I think these are my Inktense pencils that I got. Obviously using collage. I think these are paints. I was just testing out how it would work on the paper. Documenting things. Favourite chocolate bars. This is, I got a free newspaper when I filled up my car, and it was quite interesting because it had the chocolate bar of the year, which I thought was quite interesting. So let's have a look and to read it. So for 2019, the chocolate bar of the year was Cadbury's Dairy Milk, which was for the second year running actually. And then in 2017 it was Snickers. So I just thought that was quite an interesting piece of history, seeing all the packaging as well. I just thought that was an interesting page to include, and also just to write about my favourite chocolate. So some journal pages, just a bit of paint in the background. I used a bit of a tip in here, probably because I'd written something that I didn't want to be public. I was having a bit of a rant about something, I think. And yeah, obviously using a lot of washi tape and so forth. Just little things to make it pretty. I like this washi tape. It's really thick washi tape. Sorry, I have got paint on my hands if you're wondering, and my nails are a bit of a mess, so apologies. My sister had her baby boy arrived, so obviously really happy time recording that. World news, and there's some quotes as well coming up around kind of journaling, which I've wanted to record and not forget. My 4-year-old did some painting here, which is much better than the painting that I then did. YouTubers. It was a storm at this time. Isn't this gorgeous? This was from a card that I got as a typewriter. Absolutely gorgeous. YouTube. Again, just enjoying using the collage and the colours and just having fun really. Oh, I decided here, I watched a journal video, someone who wrote in the most beautiful cursive writing, and I didn't know if I could even remember how to write joined up anymore, so I decided that I would try it. So obviously I need to practice. It looks very messy but I tried with a couple of different fountain pens to see what I thought. So yeah, so writing. I went over finally to meet Ollie, my sister's baby, who's absolutely gorgeous. So Plannerfest, the Save the Date announcement went live. Valentine's Day card. Picture of the Lake District. We're so lucky that we live fairly close to the Lake District where we are. I thought that was a nice quote. In a society that has you counting money, pounds, calories and steps, be a rebel and count your blessings instead, by Lisa Heckman. Quite like that. I did a personality test, a free personality test, which was quite interesting. And I realised that I'd actually done a personality test before. I don't know enough about the differences, but there were some differences actually in my answer between the last time I did it and this time. I don't know enough whether that is normal or whether I answered more truthfully last time or this time. I'm not really sure, or whether I've just changed. Maybe, I don't know. But I found that quite interesting. The best thing about the future is that it only comes one day at a time. Interesting. Obviously, the sad news about Caroline Flack. It just seems like a world away now. Obviously, so much has happened, but yeah, obviously, really sad. More pages. Quite like this little sticker here. The nature notes of an Edwardian lady. And another one there. Decided to put together a bit of a playlist of some of the songs that I was loving at the moment, and a lot of those were actually Brit Award nominations, and we also had a bit of a music session in terms of the music of Fleetwood Mac, so just wanted to kind of note some of those down. Happy news, some other family members are having a baby boy, which is lovely. This is absolutely amazing. This is a cup of Philip Schofield, and I'm a big fan of Philip Schofield, and it's from Paper Chase, and it actually changes colour. So when you put a hot drink in it, it changes to Technicolor Dreamboat, and it puts on his coat of many colours from when he was in Joseph, and it's absolutely fantastic, and I absolutely love it, and it's my favourite cup. So again, some quotes that I wanted to make a note of. I wrote a blog I'm a guest lecturer in event management at UCLan in Preston. So I was putting a blog post together about 12 reasons to study event management at Preston at UCLan. I did a bit of a to-do list. Normally this is completely separate in my, work or personal kind of planners. But for some reason I decided, I think it was on my mind, so I just wanted to write it here. And obviously, as we can see, I didn't actually even finish my to-do list. So there we go. So it was the Brit Awards. So again, I love it that when I fill up my car, I do quite often get a free newspaper. So obviously I just have a flick through and then just save the bits that I want to save in here. So I thought it'd be quite fun to list the Brit Awards and the winners, and obviously it just proves your age that I don't actually know all of the nominees this year, so I'm obviously getting too old. This is fantastic, so I wanted to make a note of it. It was a present, a belated Christmas present that we got, and it's my kids have called it the llama corn, and it's this llama and it dances. It does 4 different dances, and it's just really catchy, and it wiggles its bum, and it's absolutely fantastic. So highly recommended if you've got young children. It's brilliant. So I think I did quite a few lists, didn't I? Things that make me happy. Obviously, I'm kind of an extrovert and an introvert, I would say. I love being with people, but I also very much like my alone time as well. So that seemed very relevant to make a note of that. Greatest Dancer was on. I love that. Oh, this was when I went to Aldi and picked up their special buys brochure. Basically, specifically because this looks like my sister-in-law's dog, like identical. So maybe he's got a secret modelling career. So I thought that was quite funny. So yeah, this was obviously during the storms and there was loads of water around. Obviously, I was just noting to myself, I think I'd said it to someone else, life is too short to hoard pretty notebooks. You'll get even more enjoyment from using them. So, here we go. So, this was just experimenting with my ink pencils and then going over them with fountain pen ink just to do some kind of mindless doodling. Some things I want to watch on Skillshare. So this was obviously getting towards the end of my journal now. So I was trying to work out which journal I wanted to use next. Obviously, I did the video so that you could help me decide which journal to use next. I love this by Meg Journals. Create, don't hate. That's fantastic. Another quote I loved, every great thinker keeps a journal, you know. And then these are just some doodles that I absolutely loved from my oldest daughter and my son. I've just written some little notes for me, which was lovely. Things I've learned during this journal period. Obviously, I just wanted to kind of document some of the things that had changed during this period. I thought that was quite a kind of good thing to do. And then these are my Inktense pencils. And again, just experimenting. When I first got them, obviously, I need to experiment more, to be honest. I didn't really have, other than the things that I've shown yet, I haven't really had that much time to experiment with them, so I need to do more, but they're quite interesting. The Inktense pencils, so they're like watercolour pencils, but then actually they are ink rather than pencils, so once they dry, then you can actually, use them again or use other kind of mediums on top of it, so quite interesting. So some things I want to journal about. This was just a bit of a messy page, really, just testing out different things and some ideas for my next journal. And that was the end. And I think conveniently that actually coincided with the end of the month because, yeah, I did then decide to move into this journal, which is so pretty, isn't it, and sparkly. And that actually started on the 1st of March. So I will do another flip through of this journal, which I have already filled, and I've actually gone on to my next journal as well. How pretty is this? Which I've just started in the last couple of days. So I will show you more of that one as well. So this is quite a long flip through, so sorry. Thank you for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Please do check out the hashtag journal history. I'd love you to play along. Share. Obviously, if you're not comfortable sharing the inside of your pages, you can always share pictures of your actual outside of your journal. Or if you would prefer, obviously email your pictures to me and I can post them anonymously for you. So that's Bex, BEX, at plannerfest.co.uk if you'd prefer that I did that. But I'd love you to kind of join in and play along. I am finding journaling a massive kind of comfort to me at the moment. I am turning to my journal every single day. I'm really enjoying, just pouring my heart out, really, whether it's the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. I'm finding it really important to kind of keep me sane, really. And I'm sure a lot of other people are feeling that way as well. So please do join in if you can with hashtag journal history. And I will be back very soon, I promise, with my flip through for March. Obviously, I know there's not that many days left now until the end of the month, so I will be back very soon to share that. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.